Welcome to Multiversal Studios. Before I start this video, I just want to thank Eldar for giving me this video idea. I do read all the comments, so feel free to leave any video suggestions down in the comments below. Mai Valentine. Definitely one of the most badass characters in the whole of Yugioh, with her signature Harpy Lady. But the real question is, how does Mai Valentine end up being the protagonist? Well,
previously on Yu-Gi-Oh!
Mai starts her journey as a self-absorbed, money-hungry, solo duelist, relying on simple parlor tricks to defeat her opponents. She soon makes friends with Yugi and his crew, which helped her realise that she had to trust in herself and her abilities to become a better duelist, and made it all the way to 3rd place in Duelist Kingdom. Now, later in Battle City, we see her yet again with 6 locator cards, making it as one of the 8 finalists of Battle City. However, unfortunately, defeated by Marek and his Egyptian god card Ra, her mind was sent to the Shadow Realm. In the Shadow Realm, she relived her own personal nightmare over and over, with all her insecurities coming to life, tormenting her in an infinite loop, until finally she was released from the shadows with the help of Yugi and Joey. Fast forward to Mai after Battle City. She was entering tournament after tournament, hoping one day to reach the same level as Yugi and Joey. However, no matter how many tournaments she won, she was never taken seriously as a duelist.
Who'd you play again? Someone Valentine? Huh?
Yeah, she came in like 8th place or something in Duelist Kingdom. I almost beat her too.
So? It's not like she's one of the famous ones like Kaiba or that Yugi kid, but this Valentine girl, she's not in their league.
Guess you're right. Now I feel kinda lame for losing to her.
She began to feel all alone. The trauma from her experience in the Shadow Realm was catching up with her.
After that, the nightmares started.
She eventually reached her breaking point and hit rock bottom. However, it was at this moment she was found and rescued. But it wasn't by Valen, but by Joey Wheeler. Joey took care of Mai, as he always felt responsible for allowing Marek to send Mai to the Shadow Realm. Joey took Mai and brought her back to Yugi, Taya and Tristan. And with one of Taya's famous speeches about friendship,
"I've been holding in the biggest friendship speech of my life, and now you're going to listen to it."
Mai was soon reminded that she had never been alone, and once again was saved from the darkness through the power of friendship. This set Mai on a very different path to what we saw. This was also around the time that Yugi's 3 Egyptian god cards were stolen by 3 goons, Alistair, Valen and Raphael. They worked for an evil organisation run by the mastermind, Darts, with the ultimate goal of capturing strong souls using the power of the Orichalcos, in order to revive the Great Leviathan, a deadly beast which would help Darts destroy the world and create a new one in its place. Facing a new evil, Mai stood strong by her friends, ready to face them head on. She stood and watched as Yugi unlocked the power of Timaeus.
Now I summon Timaeus! Look at the size of that thing! Timaeus!
One of the 3 legendary dragons said to have fought the Leviathan in an ancient battle of Atlantis 10,000 years ago. Kaiba was next to unlock the Fang of Critias against Alistair.
Now join forces!
Anything to shut you up.
Later that evening, a mysterious package arrived from Pegasus, inviting Yugi to Industrial Illusions, as Pegasus believed that he developed a new card that could potentially save the world from that evil.
Just make sure you don't lose it.
Not knowing that Pegasus' soul had already been taken by the time they watched that tape.
But how did you get past my security?
No!
The next morning, before they left to go to Industrial Illusions, Joey was ambushed and knocked unconscious and taken by Raphael, as he claimed Darts wanted to see him. Mai jumped into a car and gave chase, telling the others to go and visit Pegasus, promising to bring Joey back herself. The other guys were reluctant, however they knew what was at stake, so they left Joey in the capable hands of Mai. Raphael took Joey's unconscious body all the way to Darts' headquarters. However, Raphael was much faster on his bike. So once Mai arrived, she started looking for Joey. When she eventually found him, he looked a little different with the Orichalcos stone around his neck and the Orichalcos symbol on his forehead. Mai tried her best to convince Joey to come back with her, but to no avail. Joey seemed determined to do one thing, and that was to capture the soul of the Pharaoh.
And now it's time.
Mai confronted Darts to find out what he did to Joey to make him like this. And just like in the anime, Darts happily explained his evil plan to Mai. Darts went on to explain how he manipulated Joey using his sister Serenity. He showed Joey images of Serenity severely ill and in critical condition, showing him how he would lose Serenity forever, similar to how he tricked Alistair by impersonating Seto Kaiba, convincing Joey that the only way to save her was with the power of the Great Leviathan and the Orichalcos, twisting his mind even further. Mai ran to find Yugi to warn him, however it was blocked by Raphael, who threatened to steal her soul. But Valen stepped in, telling him to let her go as he started taking a liking to Mai. Mai stole Valen's bike.
Later, losers!
Hey, wait, that's mine!
And tried to call Yugi to warn him. However, since they were in the middle of the canyon, there was no signal. So instead, Mai called Serenity and explained the entire story. Mai rushed over to Yugi's location. However, by the time she got there, it was too late. The seal of Orichalcos had already been activated, and Joey and Yugi stood in the center. It was obvious Joey was past the point of convincing. That didn't stop Yugi from trying. He gave Joey the Millennium Puzzle in order to remind him of their friendship, just like he did in Battle City.
Please take this. It's my most precious possession. The Millennium Puzzle. Now a piece of me will always be with you.
Joey was strong enough to break out of the mind control once before in Battle City against Marek. However, the Orichalcos was much older than the Millennium items and much more powerful.
This card holds more power than all 3 Egyptian gods, and it's as old as time itself. The Seal of Orichalcos!
Plus, with Joey's love for his sister, it fueled and twisted his mind even more against Yugi. With all of Yugi's attempts on bringing Joey back failing, and without the Pharaoh's help, it was inevitable. Yugi lost his soul to the Orichalcos.
It only needs one of us, so I'm letting the seal take me instead.
However, Yugi's last action was to pull out 2 cards from his deck and throw it to Mai. One being the Eye of Timaeus, and the second being a blank card he received from Pegasus. Mai had to save Joey, so she was next to challenge him to a duel. She tried to break through to him using her words. However, Joey responded by activating the seal of Orichalcos. With the extra boost from the seal, Joey was a formidable opponent, and it seemed like Joey was going to win with his Red Eyes Black Dragon. Mai looked at her deck desperately. What card could save her now? Which is when her duel disc started glowing, and she heard an unfamiliar voice.
You are the one.
It was the Dark Magician Girl. She was transported into the realm of duel monsters in front of a mighty dragon frozen in ice. And when she took out the sword, she gained access to the power of the Claw of Hermos. The last legendary dragon. She used Hermos and fused it with her Harpy's pet dragon to create the Harpy's pet dragon whip, which she used to equip to her Harpy lady. It was also at this point where Serenity arrived at the scene, dropping everything as soon as she heard about her big brother. Seeing Serenity, Joey realised Darts had filled his head with lies, and with Serenity's help, the circle faded on Joey's forehead and the stone shattered around his neck.
You've always been there for me. Today it was my turn to be there for you, big brother.
Mai reassured Joey that it wasn't too late and that everyone could still be saved. Joey was devastated but determined to still save Yugi. He gave Mai the Millennium Puzzle around his neck, as he claimed he didn't deserve it after he captured Yugi's soul. Joey and Mai and the rest of the crew headed towards Darts. However, once they got close, a biker stood in their way. It was Valen. Joey stayed to face him, telling Mai to keep going, as he would join her after he had defeated Valen. However, as Mai entered the castle, she was met by her own opponent. It was Raphael. The duel was incredibly challenging. Raphael was one of the greatest duelists she had ever fought. With Raphael using his signature card, the Guardian Iatos, He blasted through Mai's Hermos. Mai went down to her knees. She had tried her best. Just about when she had given up, a faint sound came from the Millennium Puzzle around her neck.
This duel isn't over until the very end!
And with the Pharaoh's help, she drew the eye of Timaeus, fusing it with the Harpy Lady to create Harpy Lady the Dragon Knight.
No, not that!
And once and for all defeating Raphael. At that exact time, a Kaiba Corp helicopter landed beside them. Seto Kaiba had arrived to defeat Darts and take back his company after just having defeated Alistair.
Now, my blue eyes, destroy all 3 of his monsters!
Mai and Kaiba went to face Darts. Mai suggested that they should work together to defeat Darts. However, Kaiba refused, telling her an inferior duelist like her would only slow him down.
You get out of my life and take your bad hair with you!
Kaiba faced Darts alone, with his Fang of Critias. However, even though Kaiba fought well, he was no match for Darts, and Seto fell.
Orichalcos 1, Seto Kaiba 0.
I'm not done.
With his last breath, he threw the Fang of Critias to Mai. Now she possessed all 3 dragons. The Eye of Timaeus, the Claw of Hermos, the Fang of Critias. Mai nervously stepped forward to challenge Darts. However, Joey appeared, telling her that they would duel Darts together, but he was in no shape to duel. The duel started with Joey and Mai versus Darts. However, Joey was exhausted from his duel with Valen, and his soul was also taken by the Orichalcos.
You're the only one who ever cared about me. You're the closest friend I ever had.
Darts then used the power of the Leviathan to knock Tristan, Taya and Mokuba unconscious. So finally, she was alone once again. This is when Darts used her insecurities and got into her mind, reminding her she was all alone and crippled her with fear.
Come on, Yugioh. We got a tournament to win.
Hey guys! It's me! Please help! I'm trapped! Get me out!
Which is when the Millennium Puzzle activated.
You're not alone, Mai.
Who's there?
Mai, it's me.
Yugi? What are you doing up here?
Fight it, Mai.
But I'm all alone. I have nothing left.
Hey, Mai! We're here for you!
Who is that?
It's the voice of your friends who continue to support you. And you can rest assured that no matter how dark it seems in these shadows, those voices are always there.
Okay.
The Orichalcos was creeping up on her. However, with the Pharaoh reminding her that all her friends were still with her, Mai built up the courage, and with the Pharaoh's help, she drew her last card. It was the card Yugi had thrown her, the card Pegasus had created to save the world.
Do you know what's in my hand? The key to unlocking the secret of the legendary dragons!
What?
You heard me. Legend of Heart!
It unlocked the true power of the 3 legendary dragons to create 3 new warriors in their place. Using their power, they broke the seal of Orichalcos.
What have you done? My precious seal is gone!
And wiped out the rest of Dart's life points, releasing every soul trapped inside the Great Leviathan. If you like this video, make sure you go check out my other videos. Also, leave a comment on which character you want to see next. Thanks for watching.